Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at 5 p.m.
Now at 5, we are expecting the rain and the heat, which means unwelcome bugs will also keep showing up. How one county is working to keep you safe.
First, though, a vote hanging in the air on stricter rules for where sex offenders can live in the community. That meeting is going on right now. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Basically, the ordinance will make it harder for registered sex offenders and predators to find a place to live. It will also put more distance between them and in areas that kids are usually around, like schools and playgrounds. News 6's Molly Reed is in DeLand right now with the latest. Molly, thank you. Developing right now, a multi-county pursuit finally coming to an end near I-4 and John Young Parkway in Orange County. Sky 6 was over the scene. Troopers say it started when a getaway driver fled a scene from Lakeland police. Multiple law enforcement agencies as well as FHP joined the pursuit. Now, this was the scene where troopers say the driver came down I-4 before crashing into a median. As soon as we learn more about what led up to all of this, we'll let you know.
Turning now to your weather forecast. Okay, it was feeling pretty hot out there today, but we are expecting some storms to roll in tomorrow.
And they might start to roll in right when you're about to head out to pick up the kids from school. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is pinpointing the timing for us, Tom.
Yeah, it's a real drag. It's going to be a midday thing into the afternoon, so it could really be one of those afternoons when the school gets locked in for a while, you know, with the lightning problem. Here's live weather radar right now. We're doing okay. Everything's beautiful in Orlando, but back out here in the north and the west, here's your troublemaker. Big cold front rocks through here tomorrow evening. Set up for you on Wednesday looks like this. Dry and turning windy early in the day, and then kaboom! Big storms by the midday into the afternoon as the front finally pushes on through. So by Wednesday night, it's all over. But during the day on Wednesday, it takes a while. Our severe risk is slight, not marginal. We're upgraded from marginal to slight. We're going to have lightning, wind gusts, hail, probably not a tornado threat overall, but it's going to be a pretty rough run through the afternoon with severe storms likely. Now, downtown Orlando for the moment couldn't be any better. Here's the light Orlando spreading hope camera, 86 degrees. It's beautiful. But not tomorrow. I'll be back to pinpoint the storms again, hour by hour, so you know when the kids are safe, when they're not, and when you can be outside. See you in a few.
All right, Tom, thank you. That rain leads to some pesky insects. If you've spent any time outside lately, you've probably noticed we are in mosquito season. So how can you get some relief? In Seminole County, there are already several plans in place to fight against the pests. The county's mosquito control program is already working around the clock. As News 6's Catherine Silver shows us, they are getting results to keep people safe from getting sick. After months of speculation, an Orlando police officer was cleared in court today for his part in a deadly shooting last year. This happened in downtown Orlando last summer. Police say the officer shot and killed 26-year-old Derek Diaz while on patrol. They say Diaz disobeyed officers' commands, and a quick movement to retrieve a firearm caused one of them to open fire first. Diaz was pronounced dead at the hospital. The officer was placed on administrative leave. The state attorney's office says a grand jury did not believe charges would be appropriate and cleared the officer.
Developing now, the search for a new District 5 Orlando City Commissioner. Next week, there will be a meeting to set a date for a special election to fill Regina Hill's seat. This comes after Governor DeSantis officially suspended her. Now, we showed you yesterday how Hill was at an agenda review meeting before the word came down, and then she left. The reason? Well, she was indicted on 7 felony charges, all connected to allegations she took over $100,000 from an elderly woman, then used the money for everything from cosmetic surgery to buying a house. Hill has been vocal about these charges, even releasing this statement saying she looks forward to having her day in court to prove her innocence.
Good news for Orange County school teachers. They will be getting a pay raise. The Orange County School Board and Teachers Association ratified a new salary agreement. It gives teachers a historic 9% raise. More than 7,000 teachers voted yes for the new contract. 35 teachers voted no. The increase in retroactive pay will be seen on the April 10th paycheck, while the district's new health insurance plan will begin in the 2024-2025 school years.
In just minutes, a local city will focus on new leadership and where the search for a permanent manager stands. Palm Coast is in the process of searching for a new city manager. Denise Bevins served as that city manager for years before she was fired last month without cause. It was a vote the council agreed on 3-2, and since then, the assistant city manager has been acting as the city manager. The Palm Coast mayor said the city will work with the services of Florida League of Cities to find someone to take over that job permanently. Tonight's meeting begins at 6.
Don't forget, we are doing something pretty cool here at News 6 and taking our newscasts on the road to your neighborhood. The next stop for WKMG Hits the Road is the 32771 zip code in Sanford. We want to hear from you. What do you love about your community, and how can we help you get results? Just head to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad to let us know. Our reports begin later this week.
Coming up, if you treat your pet like family, like most of us do, you want them to have the best medical care. Well, next at 5, ways to save on insurance and alternatives you can try out.
And later, a Las Vegas landmark is closing its doors. How the area, once known as the crown jewel on the Strip, will feature a different kind of diamond in the next few years. Tom?
Take a look at what's happening right now in Orlando. It's 86 degrees on the light Orlando spreading Hope Cam. Delivering Hope Cam, it's 86, wind from the southwest at 14. We're going to stay breezy through the day tomorrow because we're going to be stormy. I'll be right back to pinpoint the arrival of those storms for you.
You're watching News 6 at 5, getting results for you tonight. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Launch Credit Union. Go beyond.
It hasn't been done in a while.
You're talking about taking our newscast on the road.
Live.
I'm in.
Pack it up. It's all going on the road.
Do we just put the desk on a truck or something?
So what's the plan?
To help our communities, we need to be where they are, listening to them.
Whatever it takes.
But a helicopter?
Yeah.
Live with Matt Austin, Lisa Bell, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. You're watching WKMG, getting results at 5 p.m.
Hey, it's your News 6 anchor and insider guide, Crystal Moyer here. And if you're like me and you have a cat or a dog, we treat our pets like family, right? Matter of fact, some people spend billions of dollars on veterinary bills every single year. So if you think pet insurance could save money on routine checkups and emergencies, you'll want to listen up. Consumer experts found that not all pet insurance parents are satisfied, and there may be better ways to save on medical care for your furry friends.
You forget how expensive those adorable little things are. Well, devastation stretching thousands of miles as severe weather system rages on. The video you see right here showing the aftermath. Storms battering parts of the Midwest and southern United States. Thousands were left without power from the high winds and violent weather. Possible tornado flattening homes in Oklahoma. Heavy rain flooding parts of Missouri. More than 50 million Americans under a severe weather warning today. That same system still on the move. The big question is when and where will it have an impact on us? We know a guy who has the answer. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells joins us now with a look. Hey, Tom.
Come take a look, Matt. Here's what's going on tonight. We're good to go. There are absolutely no radar echoes anywhere near Central Florida tonight. It's not going to change as we go into the night. We're dry as we can be. But by this time tomorrow, things are going to be rocking and rolling. You can pick out the cold front right here on the temperature maps. 44 Chicago, 50 St. Louis, 40 Milwaukee. You jump right across to the east into Lexington, Kentucky. South there, Columbus, 65 in Seabus, 70 in Lexington, 70 in Nashville, 50 in St. Louis. So the front is right here in the yellow and the blue, marching our way. There was no evidence of a cold front today in Orlando. We hit 88 degrees. We did not threaten the record. The record's 93. We missed 90 by 2 little old degrees. That's 7 degrees above the norm. Tomorrow, I don't think we're getting back to normal. Downtown Orlando right now, 86 degrees with the cloud deck. Here's Daytona Beach and the Daytona Toyota. Deland Kia Cam, 85. And the Launch Credit Union camera has 80 at the port. Okay, temperatures where you are. 82 degrees right now, Palm Coast, 84 over here in the Villages, 86 in Kissimmee. The hot spot is Sanford. It's 87 degrees in Sanford right now. That's 3 degrees warmer than you were yesterday. Daytona Beach at this hour, 8 degrees warmer now than you were yesterday at the same time. So where do we go from here? This big ridge of high pressure has been dominant for a few days, but it's moved way out to the east. And in behind it comes the cold front. Big pocket of low pressure rocket. Terrible storms from the Tennessee Valley all the way down to the south tonight. And here comes the frothiness and the cold front for you. Timing is going to mean everything. Tonight, we're good. Absolutely perfect. But tomorrow morning, there comes the cold front. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, it's into the viewing area. And by midday into the evening, we get the heaviest of the thunderstorms between about 11 or noon till about 6 or 7 p.m. tomorrow night. In behind it comes a reinforcing shot of colder air, or at least, well, cooler air for the weekend. Daytime highs are going to linger in the mid-70s, so we don't have a quick turnaround. Normally I'm like, oh, it's a day or two and then right back to the, no, we're not going right back to the 90s anytime quickly. We're going to hang on to the cool air all the way through the upcoming weekend. Now here's tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. See the storms from Gainesville to Ocala, lighter rain out in front of that. And then by 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon, rain pounds all across the area along the I-4 corridor. By 5 p.m., heaviest of the storms are Orlando out to the east, and then lingering scattered showers coming in as the actual cooler air does begin to show up. Tonight's lows are mild, 60s and low 70s, 70 in Orlando. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast brought to you by Napleton Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
A daytime high tomorrow is about 84. Rain chances are 80%. Come look at the week ahead. Tomorrow's the day. It's the stormy one. Weather alert day. Chance of severe thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. Then on Thursday, we dry out. 75. Friday, 76. But we don't warm up for the weekend. Saturday's high is only 74.
All right, Tom, thank you. It is the end of a Las Vegas era as one of the city's oldest hotels is shutting down for good.
Coming up at 5, the history behind the Tropicana and the new project on deck to take its place.
First, though, a job some might overlook, but parents are always thankful for. We are highlighting one local crossing guard who goes the extra mile to make sure your child gets to school safely.
And ahead,
an Orlando mother at risk of losing her home, all because of a loan she got for a new air conditioner.
Trying to figure out in my mind where I'm gonna come up with this kind of money at.
And a Brevard County couple in the same boat.
It's like taking a butter knife to a gunfight.
And we got results for both of them. I'm News 6 investigator Eric Sandoval. We'll tell you about the loans they got and the warning they now have for you. Coming up tonight at 6.
We're getting results for you here on News 6. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Daytona Toyota and DeLand Kia. No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6 to get you the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
Want News 6 straight to your inbox? Sign up for your favorite newsletter at clickorlando.com/newsletter. Sign up for In the Loop theme park scoops, Setting the Stage, and Florida Foodie, just to name a few. Sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
They're out here just making sure that the students are safe.
It's a job with a lot of responsibility, making sure your kids get to class safely, especially with so many speeding drivers on the roads. Today, Trooper Steve is showing us how these crossing guards dedicate their time to spread awareness and safety. He is highlighting one school crossing guard who goes the extra mile even when he is not helping students.
Well, now to the end of an era on the Las Vegas Strip. The iconic Tropicana Hotel is closing after a 67-year run. That is a long run on that strip. In fact, it would have celebrated its 67th anniversary on Thursday, but its casino doors closed just before 3 o'clock this morning. The hotel opened in April of 1957, and with a $15 million price tag to build its 300 rooms and casino, it was called the Tiffany of the Strip. At the time, it was the most expensive resort that had ever been built in the city.
I remember coming here as a kid and, you know, we actually stayed in our car. We didn't have the money to be able to get into a hotel. And now to be invited here as a comedian and to be able to close out at one of the most legendary casinos in Las Vegas, it's been surreal. It's been like a dream come true.
The resort will be demolished later this year to make way for a new Major League Baseball stadium. It will host the Oakland A's starting in 2028. Vegas just changes, but they have that
It's kind of like our
now.
theme parks here. They're constantly evolving.
And investing into new things.
Absolutely. Well, the men's and women's Final Fours have been set. The Central Florida natives on the court in both tournaments.
Yeah, we'll talk about them. Plus, a new measure to keep kids safe on their way to school goes live tomorrow. We'll show you how it's already getting results.
I want to thank you very much taking the time to speak with me about this and to getting this resolved for all of us.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results now at 5:30 p.m.
Now at 5:30, neighbors have been speaking out against it, but a massive proposed development is headed to the state for final approval. What still has to be done before construction can begin. Plus, are you or one of your kids looking for a summer job? Find out where they can turn for some work. Coming up. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. You're watching News 6 at 5:30. First tonight, summer vacation will be here before we know it. But in one local school district, a new way to protect students is about to go online.
School zone speed cameras are about to go online in Eustis. We've been following the progression of these cameras for 9 months now. Trooper Steve got a sneak peek at how they worked last July as a part of a pilot program. Cameras were installed in February, but they weren't ticketing drivers at the time, so people would have time to adjust to the new rules.
But if they had hundreds of tickets, would have been given out. In a study, one camera took pictures of more than 3,300 vehicles. Nearly 900 would have been found in violation, going more than 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. As News 6's Emily McLeod shows us, those warnings turn to tickets tomorrow. Emily, thank you. These cameras are turning on as the school year comes to a close.
While kids are still in school now, News 6's Mark Lehman shows us how local leaders are working to promote job opportunities for those teens over the summer. I'm signing up the Austin girls right now. The deadline for students to apply for Orlando's summer youth employment is this Friday. Businesses have until the end of the month if they want to participate. We posted details under this story at clickorlando.com, and I bet you Sweeties sold a bunch of ice cream today.
You needed something to cool off. It was hot out there.
Did.
Yep.
Yeah, well, popular summer job for many teens. We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. We want to get you over to our weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrell.
All right, come take a look at what's happening right now. We're nice, we're warm, we have no radar echoes to look at on radar. Everything is dry and good to go, but that's going to be short-lived because tomorrow, this frontal boundary right here, back out to the north and the west of Orlando that extends all the way from the Great Lakes down to Texas. That's going to be a big storm maker for us tomorrow. The big picture has the frontal boundary coming through by midday. And look at that swath of yellow right there. Pretty good chances some thunderstorms going on. We're up from marginal. Everything's going to rock into the early afternoon, but by the evening, even though there'll still be some rain on radar, by the evening, the big stuff will be over. Our severe risk is from marginal up to slight. Only marginal down here in southern Brevard, slight everywhere else. Our biggest threat, lightning, and of course, the wind. Wind gusts tomorrow are looking to be anywhere from 60 to maybe 70 miles per hour. It's going to be some tough wind. Anytime we get above 58 mile per hour winds, we have severe weather. So more likely than not, I'll be out here pinpointing and tracking some severe thunderstorms between about 11 a.m. tomorrow and about this time tomorrow night, 7 o'clock hour. I'll be right back to pinpoint the hour-by-hour breakout, and then we'll talk about the cool down after the rough weather.
All right, sounds good, Tom. Thank you. We're working to learn more tonight after 7 people were hurt, one badly in a crash near the theme parks. Sky 6 flew over the crash near the I-4 exit to Sand Lake Road. This is what things look like around 2 this afternoon. All 7 people were taken to nearby hospitals, including one trauma patient who was an adult. 3 other adults were hurt, and so were 3 kids. As soon as we learn some more about their conditions, we'll let you know. To Lake County tonight, where plans are moving forward to bring a new development to a rural community.
News 6's Justin Wormuth spoke with neighbors last month who called it a city in the middle of the country. So, Justin, what is now happening with this proposed development?
All right, so Lisa, it took a step forward, but it still has some hurdles to clear. Now, I took you to this area just south of State Road 46, east of Plymouth Sorrento Road, as part of our Boomtown series last month. That's where a developer plans to build Hillcrest. That is a mixed-use development development with more than 1,700 total units. Now, again, this is not a done deal. In fact, the Hillcrest development is on the agenda for tomorrow's planning and zoning meeting. It starts at 9 o'clock, and we will let you know what happens with that. Matt?
It'll be interesting. That is a big development there, Justin. Thank you. Well, this March Madness has been full of highlights, both on the men's and women's side.
Been some exciting tournaments to watch. The women's Final Four was set last night after 2 late-night heavyweight matchups on the court. First, Caitlin Clark led the Iowa Hawkeyes to a 94-87 victory over the defending national champs, the LSU Tigers, in a rematch of last year's title game. Clark scoring 41 points to lead Iowa to the win. ESPN reporting at any given time, about 10 million people were tuning in to watch that game. Now, after that, UConn and USC squared off. UConn taking home the 7-point win, reaching their 23rd Final Four, a record for a single program. So here's how the women's and men's Final Fours are shaping up. NC State and South Carolina will go head-to-head, followed by UConn and Iowa. The men's Final Four is also later this week. NC State and Purdue are squaring off. The winner there plays the winner of Alabama and UConn. Now, if you are looking for a team to root for, there are Central Floridians on teams in both tournaments. Sam Walters from the Villages plays for Alabama on the men's side. And the South Carolina women's team has Sonia Ja from Montverde and Chloe Kitts from Oviedo. And one more nugget on the Final Fours. This is the first time ever 2 schools are represented in both Final Fours. The NC State men's Cinderella run paired with a good season from the women's team, and UConn men's and women's teams continuing their dominant program runs.
I don't really want to talk about it anymore because my bracket has just
it's
been
busted.
a dumpster fire. Well, local kid is one of the best in the world when it comes to soft skills. He's putting his techniques to the test, how it's preparing him for later in life.
And later, your laundry machine cleans your clothes, but how often do you clean your laundry machine? You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Getting results, we'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Good Greek Moving and Storage. News 6 hit the road to East Orlando and asked you to tell us your concerns about your community. You said this dangerous abandoned mobile home park was a neighborhood hazard.
It looks like, a bomb or a hurricane just went through there.
So we got to work, investigated, and got results. Now it's being torn down. Meeting you and helping make positive change in the community is why News 6 is hitting the road. How can we help you? Go to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad now and let us know. Imagine your home totally organized with Closets by Design. Live with Matt Austin, Lisa Bell, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. You're watching WKMG, getting results now at 5:30 p.m.
Well, 2 weeks ago, we introduced you to the Dream Lake Elementary ambassadors as they were in the final stretch before a big competition.
11 students traveled to the Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta for the Global Amazing Shake competition, which is described as the Super Bowl of soft skills. News 6 anchor Julie Broughton has an exciting update on how they are getting results in our schools.
What a charmer between the bow tie,
right?
the hair, the usher
dimples,
stuff.
yeah.
Man, he's awesome.
Yeah.
So Tyson tells Julie he hopes to be a barber someday because he enjoys making people look good.
Which I love that because I was expecting for him to say he wants to be a politician someday.
I know.
Learning how to work the room.
He would be good at that.
He would.
But hopefully he goes a different direction.
All that charisma.
Yeah, he's a charmer.
Speaking of a charmer, Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is standing by with some big changes on the way in our forecast.
Well, you may find me charming. You're not going to like this forecast.
Okay.
I know.
It's not going to be the one you want to see. Hey, live weather radar, good to go. Absolutely no radar echoes anywhere close to Central Florida, which is 2 thumbs up. By this time tomorrow, that will not be the deal. On a scale of 1 to 5 to 10, tomorrow's a big fat 5. Not a 10, but a 5. Half as good as today, because tomorrow the storms will be rocking in the afternoon. Here's the slight risk that we're watching. All of a sudden, we're going from marginal through Brevard County to an enhanced, almost enhanced chance from Gainesville, Palm Coast. The Villages all the way down to Orlando. So a slight chance of severe weather tomorrow. What kind of threats are we talking about? Lightning strikes could be frequent. The wind gusts are going to be up there, 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gust. Hailstones could be flying, and heavy rain is also a possibility. Tornado risk tomorrow is not zero, but we're not expecting a big tornadic outbreak. Just know any severe storm could produce a tornado. So we'll be vigilant. We'll be here tomorrow. Candace will be here first thing in the morning. I'll be in the afternoon. We'll carry you through the entire day. Satellite and radar together showing you the location of our front. Right now it's pushing all the way past Arkansas into the area between Memphis and Nashville, producing big rain from Huntsville, Alabama, all the way up into eastern Kentucky. Today, we had none of that. We had a daytime high of 88. The overnight low this morning was 63, so we were way above the norms. Right now on the Light Orlando, delivering hope, Cam, it's 86 degrees. Daytona Beach at news time, 85. Temperature reading where you are, 82 Palm Coast, 87 in Sanford, 86 in Kissimmee, and 85 in the Villages. Satellite and radar together here with that big ridge of high pressure that's been so dominant, taking care of us for a few days and warming us up, giving way to that cold front. Here comes the front by midday tomorrow. By 10 a.m., it's way past Pensacola into the Big Bend, and by midday into the afternoon, it's here. Big storms anytime between about 11, maybe as late as 12, all the way around to 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Then the cooler air comes in behind that. So we will cool out for the weekend. And by cool out, I mean no more upper 80s. We're going to have daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It's going to feel, you know, springish again instead of so much like summer. Tonight we're good, but tomorrow morning, first thing, look in with Candace and check this out. Rain coming in by midday tomorrow. Here it is by 3 p.m. A line of action from Daytona Beach to Sanford to Leesburg, pushing right through by 5 or 6, 7. Lingering light showers, but the big danger, the big threat should be over by about 6 o'clock tomorrow night. On this night, we're talking about overnight lows that are really, really mild. Upper 60s to about 70. We'll call it 70 in Orlando. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Publix.
Daytime high tomorrow goes to 84. Rain chances are 80%. Come look at the week ahead. 84 tomorrow, a weather alert day. Thursday's high 75, Friday 76, and we do not warm up for the weekend. Saturday's high is 74.
All right, Tom, thank you. Don't forget, you can find those breaking weather alerts and live radar anytime on your phone or tablet with our free News 6 Pinpoint Weather app. It'll come in handy tomorrow. Just search WKMG in your app store.
Well, you probably regularly clean the lint trap inside your dryer, but do you ever clean your washing machine?
This is interesting. Find out what happens if you don't.
And ahead at 6, we told you about how a loan for a new air conditioner led a woman and a Brevard County couple close to losing their homes. But now we are getting results for both of them. We'll show you how and the warning you need to hear in the next half hour.
Coming up in the morning, a local city takes on the problem of childhood obesity. And they're getting a big financial boost to do it. How leaders are hoping a 6-figure grant will help them get results.
We'll see you for News 6 mornings 5 to 7. You got to watch before you go.
You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage plans. No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6 to get you the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
Next ET, Colin Farrell on his return as the Penguin.
It was 3 hours in the chair every morning.
And how the luck of the Irish has taken over Hollywood.
He's killing it. He's doing amazing.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on News 6.